What's up, guys? It's Miller, and today I got something pretty damn cool. So what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be combining the new nightclub terabyte missions and stuff with some of the VIP work and some vehicle cargo, and we're going to jam them together to where we're not waiting on timers. The timers are all going to be, synced up good, and we're just going to keep flowing. It's going to be about a 30-minute rotation of these missions. And then what I'm basing all this on is a 3-hour play period. So we're going to do that rotation 5 times. But before we start on that, we're going to do a little bit of setup stuff. And then we're going to start in on the rotation. We're going to do it 5 times. And then we're going to come back and do some conclusion type stuff at the end. And then we're going to see how much we made. So let's get this going. So what you're going to need for this is a nightclub with a terabyte and also a vehicle cargo warehouse. I'm going to be using some other businesses as well, but you don't need them. They are optional, and if you have them, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. All of my businesses are fully upgraded though, so if yours aren't, your results might vary. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to source a car, and then we're going to sell it. I'm going to value the car at $75,000 because when you go to source the car, a lot of times you lose some money, and a safe estimate is that it would be worth $75,000 profit. So that's what we're valuing all the cars at. Alright, now that the car is sold, we got a few things to do to set this up. The first step is we're going to go to the meth lab and we're going to buy supplies. Then we're going to go over to the coke lab and we're going to buy supplies over there also. And I'm not going to be doing this at any of my other biker businesses because I don't think the profit is high enough to really waste the time delivering the stuff. So we're not going to do it. Then we're going to go over to the bunker and we're going to buy supplies over here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the terabyte out, alright, and we're going to put it somewhere. So that building right there is Tinsel Towers. That's a frame of reference for you. We're going to drive right around the corner and up into this parking lot here. And this is going to be where we're going to park the terabyte. This area here is going to be our kind of base of operations. We're going to be using the CEO Buzzard, we're going to be using the Kuruma and the terabyte for all of this. We will not be needing to move the terabyte again though, it's going to stay right there. The main reason I chose this location to kind of set things up is because it's so easy to land, there's no traffic, and its proximity to something else we'll get into later. But very first thing we're going to do here, we're going to start our rotation with robbery in progress. Alright, it's a simple thing, you just start it up and then you just look through the traffic cam, try and figure out where the robbery's at, and then you just go up there and stop it and kill everybody and take the shit. So that's where the robbery is, so we're just going to grab our buzzard, we're going to fly up there. We're down the street from it a little bit because we don't want to get involved yet. We're going to do just like we do in missions. We're going to call in our Kuruma, we're going to jump in that, and then we're going to be basically God mode against NPCs with our Kuruma. We're just going to come up here, we're going to kill all these cops, and then we're going to, there's a guy with the juggernaut suit, so we're just going to, put our gun sight on his head and just drill him until he dies. He can't do anything to us in the Kuruma. And there he died, and then we're just going to drive up with the car. Now we got to go in and kill the rest of the robbers inside. And one thing I want to tell you, I tried using Lester when I was coming out, but I wasn't out of the bank, and that doesn't work. Just so you know, don't waste your time trying to do that. You got to be all the way out of the bank before you can call Lester. So we just come in here, we get the duffel bag, and then we got to lose the cops. I just shoot down the cops you have to shoot down, but get in the car as quick as you can so you don't die. Even if you die, it's not that big a deal. You just run back, there's no cops at that point, and then you just grab the thing and you're good anyways. But just to speed it up, I try not to die. So then I'm going to come over here, I'm just going to call Lester, jump in my helicopter, fly over and deliver it. And then we're going to get our money and move on to the next thing.
I take it this isn't purely a social call. Of course not. You're in trouble.
Alright, so that took me about 7 minutes. Sometimes it's quicker, depending on where the location of the bank is it can take less or more time. Alright, so we're going to go into the city and start up Headhunter. And I like to do it in the city because if you do it closer to the country, sometimes the targets are way spread out and it's a pain in the ass, so I always come into the city to start it. Now we're going to go back to the terabyte, and this thing's smoking, so I'm just going to blow it up. That way when I need another one, I can get a fresh one. Alright, now we're going to go into the terabyte and we're going to do the next step of the rotation here. And this is why I chose this location. We're going to do the client job diamond shopping. And this is why I parked the Terabyte here. It's about as close as I could get to the Diamond Store where it would allow me to start the mission. If you park your Terabyte too close to the Diamond Store, it'll lock it and it won't let you start it. So that's why I had to do it over here. So my car was still up at that bank area, so that's why I had to call it a personal vehicle, just call it down. And I'm going to go over to the Diamond Store and basically do the same thing I did on the last robbery in progress mission. Just use the Kuruma, kill all the NPCs, and then just go in and grab the diamonds and go deliver them. Pretty quick and easy stuff. Alright, we got the diamonds, kill an innocent victim, why not? And then remember not to call Lester while you're inside the bank. Get in the car as quick as you can and get the hell out of Dodge. I can't believe they even let us call Lester in these things. I mean, it makes it so much easier. It's fine by me though. Okay, I came back over here and it's like, oh yeah, I blew up the buzzard. So I'm just going to order one and then I'm going to go deliver my stuff. Who the hell is this dude over here? I got friends in and out of the lobby and, you know, I don't know this. Oh, god damn it. I don't know this guy, man. If I shoot him, it's going to start a big war, and he's not shooting me, but he's going to sticky bomb me right when I get in here. I can feel it coming right now. He's going to sticky bomb me. Oh, get the fuck out, dude. Oh my god, he stepped into the rotor. That was classic. Oh, man. Alright, here we are getting paid. 31.5. On to the next thing. Alright, so we're going into the city so we can control where things start from or whatever. If you go down to Headhunter, you're going to have a timer. That mission is so quick. So I'm just going to do Transporter. That's my second kind of go-to mission, VIP work. Transporter takes me about 4 minutes almost every time, so that's why I kind of like it. It's pretty quick and easy. If there's something else you want to do instead, that's fine too, whatever you want to do. Alright, there's another 22k in the bank. So now we're going to call the buzzard, we're going to fly back to the Terabyte. Now we're going to source a vehicle for our vehicle cargo warehouse. And I don't know if you guys know, man, but they brought back those damn cargo Bob missions, and they really throw the timeline out of whack. If you get one of those, you know, it takes quite a bit longer than a normal mission like the one I'm doing here. So it's kind of hard to predict how long the rotation will take because of those missions. That's really the only variable in the whole thing. Everything else is really consistent. Okay, so we're just going to turn right around and sell that car, and this is where you're going to definitely try to have a friend in the lobby. I mean, that'll stop the NPCs from coming and shooting the crap out of the car and wasting a bunch of your money. Alright, man, so what I just showed you was one cycle through of the rotation. I actually did it 5 times, and it took about 2.5 hours. A little bit over actually, but around 2.5 hours. So now I'm coming back to my bunker because I know that my supplies are all going to be all used up and I'm going to have something to sell here. So I'm going to run in here and do a sale. I'm sure most of you guys already know, but when you buy supplies one time at your bunker and then come back to sell, you're only going to get one delivery vehicle, which is pretty cool. But the biker businesses require 2 vehicles every time, so you're going to probably want to grab that friend that's been in the lobby with you just doing his own thing while you're doing your thing so your cars don't get shot up. You might want to grab him and have him help you do the deliveries, just, you know, to save the time. It takes like 10 to 12 minutes probably, unless you get the post-op vans, then it's a real nightmare. So you're definitely going to want to utilize your buddy, have him help you out, and he can make a little money off of it too. So I want to talk real quick about the vehicle cargo warehouse. You never want to sell your lower mid-range cars. What I would suggest doing is every day when you get on, source a car. Every day about when you're about to get off, source a car. That way you'll start building up a bunch of them, and eventually you will stop getting the low and mid-range cars. You'll only get the high-end cars, which is what you want. It's also a good idea to have a few extra high-end cars in case when you're trying to use this method and you go to source your car, maybe something weird happens and the car blows up or whatever, and then you're still going to have one to sell. You always want to have a few extra in there of the high-end ones to sell. So right now I'm going back to my vehicle warehouse and I'm going to sell one of my extras. Alright, so as you're going to see when I deliver this car, I lost a little over $4,000. That's why I'm valuing the car at $75,000 instead of $80, because I know stuff happens. Usually it happens when you're sourcing it, but in my case this time it was the other way around. But I just want to keep everything realistic. The time frame, the money you're going to make, everything realistic. Alright, so we got one more piece of the puzzle to go, and then we're going to be looking at the money we made. Alright, so we're at my nightclub now, and I emptied this out right before I started doing all the whole process, so it was empty. And this is about the 3 hour and 15 minute mark, so that's about how much you'll get in about 3 hours and 15 minutes. So while I'm doing the delivery mission on this, let's go over the numbers and figure everything out here. Alright, so our rotation was robbery in progress, headhunter, diamond shopping, transporter, source to car, sell a car. Alright, so we did that, and we got 180,000 per rotation. I did 5 rotations, 30 minutes each. I think you could get it down to 25 minutes pretty easy, because I was getting distracted. I was going AFK, answering Xbox messages, and I still did it all in about 3 hours and 15 minutes. So if you can get it down to 25 minutes per rotation, you're going to make over $1 million just off of those 6 rotations. And then at the end, you're going to have a half hour to sell all your stuff and still be within the 3 hour time frame. Alright, so we're going to look at some of the other stuff where we made money, and then we're going to add it all up at the end. Okay, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I sourced and sold a car, and then after I sold my Coke, I also sold another car. That's the 2 additional car sales that were not in the rotations. And then I sold my bunker, I sold my meth, my Coke, and I'm selling the nightclub right now, and that was actually 144,000 or something, but I'm cutting it down to 125 because there was a couple people in the lobby. I got a little bit of a bonus, and also I went over the 3 hour mark a little bit too, so I want to make sure this stays realistic and legit. Alright, don't want anybody bitching later. Okay, so we're going to take the 570 we got from all this stuff and add that to the 900,000 for 5 rotations. Alright, man, there it is. 1,470,000 in about 3 hours. So I don't think you're going to need shark cards or glitches anymore. You're just going to need this, and you're going to be set. You're going to be able to buy all the cool stuff you want. All you got to do is crank this out a few times. So, I do want to say one thing. I know this isn't rocket science or anything. I mean, you guys could have figured all this stuff out on your own, just messing around with the different missions. You would have came to a similar conclusion, I'm sure, but I did do all the legwork for you. I filmed it, I edited it, and I posted it up here for you guys to watch, and all I'm asking in return is if you did go on to like it, hit the like button, man. That's all I'm asking. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you use it and make a lot of money and get all the cool stuff you want in the game. And this is Miller, and I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.